Hello, fellow pickers and stuff lovers. I'm super excited today because we went shopping yesterday. This ad where there was going to be this sale, yesterday, in Saint-Constant, which is probably about maybe 20 minutes from here, something like that. So not in the same town, out of town, which is kind of nice sometimes just for the adventure of it. And the person had put up some pictures, so we saw there was a good deal of stuff, but I mean, they were like, no, seriously, there are a lot of things. And they said, we still have boxes of things that are wrapped up, we don't know what's in them, come and buy things. It was exactly like that. When I walked in, we had gone to a couple sales before, but when I walked in, I was really surprised to see that there was so much left, because by then it was 11:30. We couldn't go before because there was a church bazaar right here in town, so that sort of thing. And but yeah, we got there and the place was still packed. The person taking care of the stuff was really nice. He was an auctioneer. He does this as a business. But the house was so full, and I think the family was really like, just sell the stuff, we need it empty. And they happened to have collected tons of vintage things. So it's really rare for us to go someplace and there's going to be A, lots of things, and B, lots of things that are sellable, C, lots of things that are vintage, that aren't just crap, you know. And it's just that he told us even, he's like, in 25 years of business, I have not seen a house this full of stuff and this full of vintage things. So I say we just plunge in. I'll show you some things. We'll probably have to do a second video because there's a ton of things and there's no rhyme or reason. So I will do that. Before that sale, we went to a church sale. I'll show you a couple things I got there and we'll come back to that later. One of the things I got there, sitting on a table, even though other people had walked around first and nobody picked it up, was this Costa-Boda. He's a dog. He is a terrier, I believe. Beautiful glass. Costa-Boda is Finnish, if I remember correctly. It's not. It's Swedish. Fortunately, my husband behind the camera is able to whisper me those things while you're here. So, yeah, and that always sells well, but especially this because it's a dog. The dogs are, you don't see those as often. So I was pretty thrilled with that. And then, of course, also Costa-Boda, the lion, which is also very regal looking and beautiful in all of his European art glassness. They were $2 each when I asked, so that was wonderful. So then we went to that great big sale, and let me go in, pick up something and ask the guy running the place, whose name is Robert, how much this is so I can get an idea. Am I filling a box? Am I buying two things? So my friends, I asked how much this was and he said $10. And I thought, oh, but it's the complete chip and dip set and everything is there and it's in good condition. $10 for me for that is good. I don't really know how much it's going to be, how much we can afford, but I think $10. No, but you know, something like that. You think oh, it's got to be 25, 30 bucks, you know, maybe a bit more. It's all that great stuff that is usually, you know, you won't find at a garage sale because it's a better example of it. It's good quality. You find it at an estate sale, it's all marked up, you know, because, oh, it's MCM. And it wasn't the case there. So I picked up these. And they're little barware, little glasses, but they have this wonderful golden green effect that's all crackled and raised, so it's all textured, and I've got 6 of those. So I put that in my box because immediately he was like, no, that's fine. Yes, you just build a box, you know, we'll make you a good price. And he did. Basically for everything that we bought from him, we paid $160. And you will see that there are over 50, 60 items. So yeah, found this as well. 4 of these in different colors, 2 of the blue ones, and then 1 of this and 1 that's more like a brown, but we'll sell that as a set. Basically, it would come to about $2 a piece what we paid, so you can get an idea this way. I did find this as well, which I think is just, it's a good item because of the theme. They're beautifully rendered little birds. They're in really good condition. There isn't a chip or anything. And of course it's Franklin Mint, which some people still collect. Something like that we looked up online and could be something like $15, which is perfect when you consider you've paid about $2 for it. A set of 5 of these, which again are Swedish. Finnish, yes. See, I had it right the first time but yeah. So Finnish, I love all that Finnish and, you know, Scandinavian glass because that can be quite popular. People really associate that with the mid-century aesthetics. Is that a chip? Hold on. Oh, I think there's a tiny chip here, but you can't really see it. Anyways, we've got 5, so, you know, at least. So, yeah, very unique looking, and they usually do well. For 5, I should be able to get maybe between $30 and $40. That was fun, too, because I was looking around in the basement. We had the same situation where we had things in boxes, and each thing was wrapped up individually. And I tell you that I got the workout of my life. My back muscles and my back thigh muscles are like steel now. I was digging over. I had my winter coat on. At some point I took it off, whatever, but you know, just taking the stuff out and making sure it matched, and so and that's it. I saw some things in a box, but one of the women working there was showing those to me, and she said, oh, these are so cute, they're so tiny. And I'm like, actually, I want these. So she handed those to me, and I put them in my bag, in a bag that I had found there because my other bags were already full. The bat on, sitting on one of the boxes to be unwrapped was this piece of Roseville just sitting there. And I'm like, really? Nobody bought this? It's in great condition. It's the real deal. It's kind of a fetching one, this basket motif. I should be able to get upwards of $30 for that as well. I'm just kind of using the lowest prices to completely fool myself. And this was in a box where everything was wrapped up. I start unwrapping these. There are 3 of them, and they're all wall pockets to put on your wall, so you could put maybe little flowers, but you know, whatever else you think should go in there. And these can do okay, so that'll be interesting. Oh, one of the first things I picked up was a cup. And you will see that it's Jiminy Cricket's. And maybe you will see that his eyes are lenticular. Yes, he's got kooky, googly eyes. And he's like in an old, early plastic. And he's stamped Walt Disney Productions and everything, so he's the real deal. That was just towards the beginning when I was still just grabbing stuff from boxes and going, what's in there? And it was all mismatched things in a box. It wasn't like, oh, well, if you've got that, then this is probably in there. It was just like this plastic thing and a teacup and a wall plaque, you know. So I'm just unwrapping this and going, well, if he's got good prices, I'll just throw it in instead of just leaving it there and then going, oh, I should have grabbed that. Because, you know, his prices are good and you're out the door and you're regretting. So I'm glad I got that. I've seen some that were maybe like $25 that have sold of this Jiminy Cricket. So, and then my husband is something, and I will tell you in a moment. Oh yes, these are made in occupied Japan, which is also nice because it dates them, and you know that it's a vintage thing and it has that kind of, you can expect this kind of style. This sitting on a shelf. And I can tell you quite honestly that I have no idea what they are, but they say Bombay, and I know that usually sells well, pretty much anything we've picked up. So I'm like, okay, but if somebody knows, please let me know what these are. They look like something that I would, you know, so I don't know. Obviously, we'll have to do some research, but I can't tell you. But I love that they're presented like they're little pieces of jewelry. So I just tossed that in my bag. Okay, we saw this, we saw that. And this, because it looks like Paragon, where it looks like it's bisque, you know, it has the look of something, even I would say turn of the century. But it isn't, it's marked made in Japan. And some other things. And that's it. But I am wondering, because it could be, I'm thinking it's possibly for these very thin tapers. You put candles here. In certain Scandinavian candlesticks, you have the really small tapers like that you put in. But I'm even wondering if it isn't for cigarettes that you would, you know, pick up and light up as people do who smoke. I've never smoked in my life, so I don't know what that's like. But I can do the look, you know. So there it is, and you know, it's got a big chip on it. But I figured that's at the back. It's really got a style and a look that I like, and I think someone will want that either way, and it's not expensive. Oh, here we have a jewelry box, trinket box with the needlepoint work on it. The lining is fairly clean. I also like that. And it's actually got a sticker that reads Regent, is it Regent? Regent of London, made in England. So that gives it a little provenance. And, you know, we'll see what we can get for it. But I think that's a lovely item, and sometimes it completes the, you're putting together this vanity and you want something, we'll say, nice dainty corner, and you add that and it completes the look. Oh, I so wanted this when I saw it on the table. But, well, you know, maybe he'll want a lot for that. But in it went in one of the boxes that he said for everything, you know, and there was tons of stuff in it. So I'm thrilled with this. It's got the atomic stars look. It's very of the early 60s. I could be on any of those, you know, June Cleaver kind of kitchens, Leave It to Beaver shows, you know, Dick Van Dyke show. So I'm really thrilled with this. We saw some that sold for maybe, you know, 70 to 100. We will see if it works, how well it works. You know what the magic thing with this is? If it works correctly, it lights up. So the glass body there down here pointing upwards lights up the glass body. This was the future before the future came. So delighted, okay? I have tons more. Don't be surprised. Yeah, absolutely. This thing, which I never know what to call, I always want to say like it's a snifter glass, but just a lot bigger. I love the color. Some of the gold stuff has rubbed off a bit, but it's still, the design is there. I think it has a lot of style. I'll be curious to see what I can make on those. I've seen that lately. Swung glass vases, that type of 60s art glass is quite popular. So things that before I might have gone, you know, I'm trying, because I always did like them, but they didn't seem to do that well. So, oh, we're not done. Don't you worry. Under the table, there was a box with this just lying down. And I thought, well, is this someone else's? Or, but, you know, I just grabbed it from under the table and brought it to me. It was like at the other end of where I could reach. And ta-da, it's the whole set. I just think that's very lovely. That's very good for a 60s bar, retro barware feel. Great for... Go. And the battery, well, no, not the battery ran out, but it's about to run out. But my husband pushed the stop button in the middle of it all because he was overcome with emotion. No, he really does like this very much. That's one of his favorite ones. He doesn't drink scotch though, but you know, it's the look. So what I'm going to do, because I really do have lots of other things, we're going to wrap it up for now. We will charge batteries and we will come back and show you more. More, always more. See you in a bit.